Hi, and welcome back to this Thursday edition of Focal Point on AFR Talk. Great to have you in the conversation. I want to start by, and Jeff, let's grab sound bite A8 there. This is just an audio bite because it's from a radio program that I was on in my home city of Boise. I'm from Boise, Idaho. Debbie and I lived there for 29 years. Both of our kids were born and raised there. Great community, beautiful community. Loved that community. We miss the people there, miss the mountains, the rivers, and the trees. So occasionally, Kevin Miller, who hosts a talk radio program on the largest AM station there in the Boise area, KIDO, will invite me on to talk about what's going on in contemporary life. So I have been on Kevin's program maybe, I don't know, once a month or so for the last bit of time. Always enjoyed a chance for me to reconnect with people in my home base. Now, the last time I was on with Kevin, he asked me a question about a television program called Modern Family, which is on ABC, owned by Disney. Now, this is a television program about three couples, three families, and it's called A Modern Family. And now, just think about the title of that. This is hip. It's contemporary. It's current. This is modern. Your family, on the other hand, is like from the Dark Ages. It's from like the medieval period. You're from the Neanderthal Cro-Magnon era. If you have a marriage of one man and one woman and you are happy with each other. Now, what happens in this sitcom, and I think it's the number one network program right now, like 15 million people watching this thing. So it's hugely popular. Turns out it's popular among Republicans even. So there is one young heterosexual couple. They're married to each other, but they bicker and they fight all the time. It's a very unsettling, sort of tension-filled environment for this heterosexual couple. Then you've got this homosexual couple, two guys. They've adopted a girl, and their marriage in their home is like paradise. I mean, it's not that they don't have little disagreements, but it's the Garden of Eden. It is paradise. They are tiptoeing through the tulips. Everything is wonderful. This is the optimal nurturing environment for children. And then the other family is a marriage headed by the guy who is the father of the bride in the bickering family. That's his daughter who's married to the guy. They have a young family fighting all the time. Here's the father of the wife in that marriage, and he's divorced from his first wife, the mother of this other woman, and he's now married to like a young Latina, like half his age, about the same age as his own daughter. And apparently they spend a good deal of the time. The husband spends a good deal of the young husband spends a good deal of time apparently flirting with the Latina younger wife of his wife's father. So it's all pretty twisted around kind of deal. So that's the basic structure of this movie, Modern Family. And Kevin Miller, KIDO in Boise, asked me this question, and he's kind of setting the stage. What about this Modern Family program? Is this innocent? Is this harmless, or is this something that we ought to be concerned about? And here's what I told him.
You know, what's illustrated there is the way that the media influences the way that people think about life. You know, the portrait there that's being presented is designed to make you think that same-sex households are wonderful, they're loving, this is paradise, this is the optimum nurturing environment for children, to make you think that heterosexual marriage is bondage, it's dreary, it's gloomy, you know, and we know that the social research indicates exactly the opposite. You know, that's the danger. It's just like getting a little bit of poison over a long period of time. Eventually get enough accumulation there where it can be kind of lethal to the organism, and I think that's what you're seeing with a lot of this programming, but it has to do with kind of the basic view of morality and marriage and life and family that people have. It's very corrosive. People are just watching TV to be entertained, not realizing that their view of life is being twisted in a way that's very harmful to them and harmful to our culture.
You know, the interesting thing when you look at this is that the star of this program agrees with me. One of the stars. There's several of them, obviously. But there's an actor by the name of Ty Burrell who is in this sitcom Modern Family, and he confirms everything that you just heard me say. Now, the left is kind of ganged up on me, Right Wing Watch, and we'll hear from the Huffington Post here in just a second, kind of ganged up on me for saying that there is poison that's being distributed into our culture through this program, Modern Family. And by the way, I've got a question up on our Facebook page, the Focal Point Facebook page. If you want to be a part of our dialogue about this, you can go there. Just open up your Facebook page and go to Focal Point. And the question that I posted there is, do you agree that modern sitcoms are redefining our culture in a harmful way? So I'd love to have you kind of weigh in on that, give me your commentary on that. But here is actor Ty Burrell in an interview with the London Telegraph. I mean, this program is so popular that even one of the major papers in the UK has picked up on it. And he says this is a quote, he believes that ABC's Modern Family program is, quote, softening the hearts, end quote, of conservatives toward gay marriage and is helping to normalize it. So everybody pillaring me, piling on, jumping on me for accusing this program of indoctrinating and corroding and poisoning the well in our culture. And here the actor says, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. And it's a wonderful thing. We are softening the hearts of conservatives towards sodomy-based marriage, and we're helping to normalize it. So remember this, because what you'll always hear when we complain to media types about their programming, they say, hey, you're talking to the wrong people. We're just reflecting culture. We're not shaping culture. We're not forming it. We're just reflecting it. So we're just reflecting we're just giving people what they want to see. But here this Ty Burrell says, no, it's not that simple. We are shaping the way people think about homosexuality and homosexual behavior. We are softening the hearts of conservatives through this sitcom. So he's admitting this is a sophisticated form of brainwashing, sophisticated form of indoctrination. Now, and then this article from the London Telegraph goes through the structure of the family that I described to you. But here's what Ty Burrell tells the Telegraph. It's one of my favorite things about the show. I love it when I talk to conservatives and they're describing all three couples and they never mention that one of them is gay. That's the brilliance of the writing. In other words, you're being seduced and you don't even know it. So he's saying, look, there is something deviously manipulative about what we're doing here. We are seducing people. They don't even realize that we're changing their value system. We're changing their worldview, one sitcom, one episode at a time. And here's how they seduce conservatives and Republicans. Quote, in a completely unaggressive, apolitical way, they are showing this couple as completely normal, dealing with ordinary stuff. The banality of it is the most revolutionary thing. Now, he himself is not homosexual. He's married, has adopted a couple of kids, but he is, however, passionate about changing the culture and redefining marriage, and he recognizes the power of television and film to do that. He says he thinks the writers of the show are, quote, making the world a better place. Quote, the show is creating progress. And so you think about kind of the way gay marriage is presented in modern entertainment, and it's just a massive re-education program to change the minds of the American people toward sodomy-based marriage. Now, this came up in an interview on HuffPost Live. This is clip number 2, Rob. And one of the other stars of Modern Family, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, is on the HuffPost Live program with the host. And your congenial, convivial, and amiable host came up in the conversation. Let's listen.
In all seriousness, we talk about criticism. You talk about at the beginning not, necessarily being nervous. Maybe you should have been more nervous, and that there wasn't a lot of criticism around these issues. And yet, now, for example, we have this headline in the HuffPost. Modern Family is poison because of its portrayal of gay relationships, Brian Fisher declares. I love this word. Let me just scroll down. And if we can, I'm going to highlight this. Modern Family, Fisher said, is designed to make you think that same-sex households are wonderful and the optimum nurturing environment for children, which depicting heterosexual marriage as bondage, dreary, and gloomy.
I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. I mean, I feel like that's nothing to comment on because that's really hilariously ridiculous. I also love poison. It's such a strong word. I mean, I think we have different definitions of poison.
Yeah.
Different definitions of poison. You know, and I've got a bunch of responses already on the Focal Point Facebook page to that question. Do you agree with me that modern sitcoms are redefining our culture in a harmful way? You know, and we just had the star of the program admit, yeah, that's what we're doing. We are reprogramming people. This is a massive brainwashing, indoctrination effort on our part to make homosexual marriage seem wonderful, seem normal, seem healthy, seem to be a acceptable and benign alternative to heterosexual marriage. Go to our Focal Point Facebook page and you can enter your a comment there and see if you agree with me about that. And, you know, the word poison, you know, it's kind of a drip, drip, drip kind of thing. And that's what the star is admitting. Look, we just kind of very gradually, one little scene at a time, we are slowly changing the worldview of the people who watch us. And a lot of Republicans watch this program. It's the third favorite sitcom or network program for Republicans, where it's only the 15th most popular program for Democrats. So Republicans are likely being seduced by the content of this program. And yet we know from social research that same-sex households have a much higher rate of domestic violence. It's 2 to 4 times, there's 2 to 4 times more domestic abuse, domestic violence in same-sex marriages, same-sex households than there is in heterosexual families. The safest place for a partner to be is in a married relationship, husband and a wife. So we know there's higher instances of domestic abuse. So it's not this paradise that Modern Family wants us to think. And we know that it's a harmful environment for children. Mark Regnerus, University of Texas, we've talked about his research before. He did the most extensive study of adults who were raised in same-sex households, and he discovered that they fared worse in 77 out of 80 possible outcomes compared to children who were raised by their biological parents in an intact home. It is harmful to children. You'll never hear that from Modern Family. That's why you listen to Focal Point. Back in 2, stay with us.
It's the single